Hi everybody, Creative Katie Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my channel. Really excited to share this art journal page with you today because I ended up loving it. But what I started with was the thought that I want to take some risk, do things a different way. So on my desk, I have a whole bunch of collage papers, focal images in those bins, and I decided I'm going to use the stuff that was there. So this image has been in my studio in the bin for a while. I had pulled it for another event and I decided I'm going to make it work. So that was my starting point. So first off, I wanted to audition the possibilities. So I grabbed whatever was on my desk in those pictures that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to audition them. And I want to move fairly quickly. I want to limit my options. So I only grabbed what was there instead of going to my filing cabinet and getting bogged down. And that's part of the risk. I'm limited to this, but that also is going to help me from overthinking and overanalyzing. And, that's kind of the kiss of death too when you're creating. So don't overthink. Move quickly. Make a decision. This is a yes, this is a no, this is a maybe, and put them in piles. What do you like? What don't you like? And accept the fact that there may be several possible good solutions. But again, I'm challenging myself. I want to take risks. So I want to try things that I haven't done before that maybe not going to be the easiest path, or I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. Now, these were a scrapbook pad that I got as a gift, and they've been sitting in there. And while I love the soft colors and everything in there, they've been just basically being stored for multiple years. And so I pulled them out because I want to use them because I don't know how to use them. Ooh, I like that one. I like the swoosh right there. So well, that's a little too busy. Again, I'm making those decisions super quick and easy, and I'm going to, I'm open to the possibility of taking risks. So now I've narrowed it down to these two sheets, and I decide I'm going with that swoop. So take a deep breath, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and you just have to rip it. This is the ultimate risk taking. I mean, worst case scenario, well, you're going to see the worst case scenario in a bit, but, it may not work. But what if it does? So that's what I'm telling myself. What if it does work out? How can I make this work? Because now that I've started, I've made that first rip. The challenge is, how do I make this work all together? Right now, I have the focal image and part of the background that I'm developing. I'm kind of ripping that apart so I can stretch it out a little bit so it fills my 9 by 12 page. And then I was like, oh, I've got all these white areas. Do I want to put anything else in there? I'm not sure at this point what my next step is. Again, you're working with the scrapbook papers. I'm not sure where I want to go. I don't have all the answers. That's where the risk taking comes in. So I need to figure it out. And when you do that, you have no guarantee that you're going to take the right path. So now I'm playing with it in different ways. I'm not happy. It's not going according to what I had in my head. So, you know what? Do not be afraid to change course. So I put those papers aside. They will get used on another page or not. I'm not going to fret about it. So I've ripped this one up. I'm thinking maybe I'll have more success with this. I'm deciding to use most of the paper. I'm again ripping it apart to stretch it to better fit the page. Although there are other ways of doing that, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to use as much of this as possible. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to add to the background. I'm going to add layers. That scrapbook paper isn't done. I am going to do my mixed media magic on it. I'm going to add layers, stamps, stencils. So you got to think, no matter what happens, now I can make it work. So I'm committed here. I am gluing it down. So we're going forward. Where this path leads, I don't know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And let me tell you, I end up absolutely loving this. So I've learned some things by taking the risks that I've taken here. Using an unfamiliar page, not sure exactly how I'm going to get to the next step, not sure what stencils are going to go with this. And, that's okay. We all go through that no matter how many pages that you've done. I've added a few more pages there, didn't like the white there, and I'm thinking, okay, now I need to solve that problem. So I grabbed some gesso, unbleached titanium, and I am filling in that gap, overlapping where the scrapbook paper meets the page. I want to get rid of that white, stark white. Ask, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I add some teal here? It seems to be missing. As soon as I added that, it was like, ooh, I like that because there's little bits of that teal in that scrapbook pad. So I'm embellishing it, adding to it. Now I'm taking that background, that scrapbook pad, and making it my own. I'm adding things to it. Now, trust your intuition. If you need to wipe it back, wipe it back. If it's too much, right? Because I use products that are permanent, you know, I can take it back and reapply and redo, right? You're not done till you're done. So I keep playing with the teal there and the unbleached. And you just keep working it till things start to look how you want them to look. And sometimes that's an easy path, step forward, and sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back. But I'm liking what's happening here, that adding some gesso, adding some of those colors in different places. It's making everything that's in that background work together. I'm making it more my own. I keep throwing in that focal image. So here I challenge myself to pick a stamp that I wouldn't have normally picked. So it's kind of a honeycomb pattern, and I'm using my archival ink. And while I would not have picked this would not have been my first pick. I'm loving it. It didn't seem to go. It seemed a little too geometric for the soft roses or whatever, but I really love what it added to the page. So definite win here and a risk worth taking. Try something unlikely. Go with, a different option. So I grabbed this stencil and I'm using white acrylic paint. Now this has a floral motif, which goes with the roses. Kind of a safe bet here, as much as the hexagon stamp was a risk. This one's a little more safe. And I'm using white just to add white. And I'm going over where that center strip, remember that center strip? You can't really tell that there was a gap there anymore because I've layered on top of it. I've melded everything. So when you have collage papers, whether they cover everything or not, using gesso and paint to meld over and then adding layers on top makes those lines of separation disappear. So I am very happy right now with what is showing up in my background. And that's kind of dangerous because when you get happy with what you see, you may not want to risk ruining it. But the name of the game, the name of this tutorial is taking risks. And so I'm just going to move forward and do other things. And one of those things is I'm using a script stamp here, not new, but I am using quinacridone magenta. Normally I would use black, nice neutral, but I'm using pink, kind of matched it to the pink of the roses. First one I thought, ooh, not too sure, but I kept going. What happens if? What if this works out? And when I'm looking at the finished piece now, I love that pink script. It adds so much. I took a risk, used a different color, and it worked out. Now, here is where I'm taking another risk. I love these stencil butters. This is Dune and Summer Sky. And I can't tell you how many times I've grabbed stencil butters to put on a thing and then I've put them away. I love them, but I hesitate to use them. So it was like, nope, I almost put them away and didn't use them, but I said, no, I'm going to use them. I grabbed this square stencil. This is from the Crafters Workshop. I think it's one of their cake and cookie designs. Put both of the colors on together on my key card. First off, I thought, no, I don't like it, but I said, don't stop. Keep moving forward. Try, keep going. And I'm so glad I did. Putting the two colors together when you're mixing the stencil butters, something magical happens when you do that. And I'm always happy when I get to this part when I use the stencil butters. So I'm just putting the blue and the dune color on there and just pushing it through with the key card. The stencil butters are iridescent, pearlized, and they just add a little bit of texture, a little bit of shimmer to the page. And the colors that I picked here, OMG, I could not have picked better. But I didn't know that when I started. And it was a bit of a risk because seriously, I almost put them back in the bin, which I have done multiple times in the past. But I have this whole bin of these wonderful stencil butters that I need to use and I love. So push through those roadblocks that you have. Keep trying something until you can figure out how to make it work for you. So there is this beautiful, gorgeous, soft, dreamy background. And the light is a little bit wonky there, but I absolutely love the background. Everything worked together. So now we're just going to finish this up. I grabbed this sentiment from my Moments and Memories sentiment pack. This is a digital download that you can purchase from NINNYSNAPKINS.com. I have a multitude of sentiment packs that you can on different themes. So if you're interested in getting a digital sentiment pack, go and check them out. There may be one there that speaks to you. So I want to get rid of most of the white, so I'm just kind of bubble cutting around it. I don't want that excess there. I don't want to cover up any more of this beautiful background. And then I move it a little bit different into this orientation again, which is something different. Normally you just put them all together. This one I kind of put up two of the words on one side and I swooped it across to make your eye going down. And I really like how that worked. But if you always do what you always do, you're never going to grow. You're never going to learn new ways of doing things. Hence the whole take a risk, take a chance. So here I'm just gluing it down and I'm using my matte gel medium because it's the magazine picture. The sentiment would be fine with the fluid medium. Just gluing that down, being a little careful when there's a little bit of texture. And then her lips there are a little more peach than they are that pinky color. So I'm just giving them a wash of color with my quinacridone magenta and a little bit of gesso, giving her a different shade of lipstick, ever so gently. So you can always change the color of what your focal image is. If it's pre-colored, you can always adjust. And then her eyes, I gave a little bit of that teal, again, to tie in with that background. I don't know that anybody ever really has eye color, this tealy color, but for the purposes of this page, I loved it. Dotting the whites of the eyes back in. And now I'm shading around the outside. This just frames the picture. And this is just all part of that finishing process. These are the things that I do that just umph it up at the end. It's pretty much status quo. This is what I do pretty much every page. And it does make a difference. My page isn't finished till I do that. You can see that shimmer and shine those stencil butters have given. I'm so happy I put them on this page because a wonderful product is a terrible thing to waste. And then I'm shading around my focal image. This is just making her stand out a little bit more against the background. A little bit of shading here. I don't want to do too much. I think it's perfect the way it is. And there we have the finished page. I took some risks. They paid off. I'm so glad I did things just a little bit differently. And now I can take whatever I learned on this page into future pages. And I hope that you've learned some things here and that you take a risk on your next page in one shape or form, a different stencil, a different technique, something to grow your art practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, go get creative.